$113,000, but at least it's a Range Rover. But the craziest thing to me is, guess who's doing good this year? Range Rover, nearly up 30%. While every other manufacturer is struggling to sell, Range Rover is selling like crazy. And it's really interesting because, do you guys know it's an all-time high of credit card debt? Nearly $1.142 trillion, nearly $8,000 per individual. Literally $8,000 per individual, but luxury brands are not affected. Domestic brands seem like they're really affected. It's really interesting, and let's look at a couple of these stickers here because they're not cheap. Obviously, when you come here, this is one of their cheap ones. I think this is built in China, if I'm not mistaken, but $51,000 Discovery Sport. I know they built some of their vehicles in China, so it's just really interesting that the economy's rough, interest rates are high, all this stuff's going on, but Land Rover is actually doing really good, especially compared to the last few years. So it makes me wonder, but people who buy these cars, they're not buying it like, when we buy a car, what do you buy a car on? Reliability, price, resale value. These are some of the things that we think about. But when you buy a Land Rover or a Jaguar, you better not be thinking of that. Either you're clueless, or most of the time you have the money, I guess, and you know you're gonna buy a car that's gonna depreciate a ton and lose a lot of money. You know you're gonna buy a car that's not reliable, and that's kind of part of it. You know what you're getting yourself into. Now, their Jaguar is a completely different situation. The highest day inventory in America is the Jaguar, like nearly 300-day average. Pretty crazy. So these things are sitting like crazy. But I get it, because if you're here shopping, you're like, oh, I'll just get a Land Rover. Why not? You know, that has more of a name, I would say, overall. Now it does. Jaguar kind of lost it. You know, when Ford bought it and all that stuff, it lost its hype for sure, I feel like. But still, all these things are super, super unreliable in the long run. I would be terrified to own one of these out of warranty. Yeah, these kind of look cool, but wait till you see the price on this thing, because yeah, they're not cheap. They are not cheap. And it's crazy. It really is. And it makes me wonder, but it's really because they're not affected. Whenever you are this wealthy, what are high interest rates? You know, what is a few extra points? 85,000, which, hey, I have to say, that's not crazy expensive compared to what we've been seeing. You guys have seen, I've went on these trips to different dealerships, and 85 grand, I'm actually kind of shocked, because there's majority of Tahoes are more expensive than that. So, wow, it kind of has me scratching my head. Maybe that is why sales are up. Maybe they're not too expensive compared to other brands now. Maybe they used to be, but now they're more evened out. But I'm pretty sure, I think this is the one built in China. I don't know though. I know one of them, a couple of them are built, they're either built in China, Brazil, or United Kingdom, but still, the longevity, you just can't keep it. You're gonna lose your ass on depreciation. Like, there's no way around it. So when you buy it, you already know. What do you guys think about all this aftermarket stuff? You know you'll never take it out, but got the fuel, got everything. Yeah, so it's really interesting. When I found out Land Rover sales were up, I had to come make a video. Really interesting, because this lot was completely empty. Just a few years ago, like every other lot, it was empty. And they do have inventory, but I will say they're very limited on new. This is basically the only new they have. And yeah, all that over there is all pre-owned. So, and then there's a pre-owned right there. So a lot of it is pre-owned. They don't have many new models. But I understand why Jaguars aren't selling, because honestly, Land Rover has more of a name right now, and you have to go to the same dealership to buy the Jaguar. You look at the Land Rover, you're like, oh, I'll just get the Land Rover. So, but either way, you're going with an unreliable, high depreciation vehicle. You know that. You know it's not going to last a long time. You know the quality, honestly. Maybe this is the one built in China. I'm not sure. But I know, let's see how much this one is. This is like their affordable. Yeah, 59,000. I barely put any weight on the hood, and I heard like a crackle and stuff. So, yeah, high quality, high quality. Not gonna be me buying one of these, I'll tell you that much. But the dealership does kind of look cool. And hey, let me know what you think. We have a interesting economy going on right now. The rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, I guess. Let me know what you think. Have a great day. Stay blessed.